Hello everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's been a while since the last time we posted our videos. I'm sorry, but now we're back. So today we have two special guests here. So can you introduce yourself first?
Yes. Hello guys, I'm GLOMAC, sophomore from Korea. My name is Junma.
Hi everyone, I'm Sumi, I'm from China.
So today we're going to ask some questions about
Life of abroad.
life of abroad.
Study abroad.
Study in Japan.
Okay.
So the first question is, have you ever been to other country before?
I go first? Okay. So I've traveled to many countries before, like United States, Russia, Maldives, and Vietnam, Thailand, but I haven't really been living in the country for this long time before.
So this was the first time, like living.
Like a real ryugaku.
I have been to United States, and for traveling I went to Mexico and Canada.
Okay.
So it makes me two. But for United States I went there for 4 years, so pretty long time.
How old were you when you were in the States?
I went there at 6th grade throughout to high school freshman. So, but it was end of the elementary school for 6th year. So almost you can see throughout the middle school years.
Okay, so the next question is, what made you come GLOMAC?
So for me, because of my background of having studied abroad in States, I loved interacting with other people who had diverse background. And then I thought GLOMAC might be a best choice for me, since they have a lot of activities with a lot of study abroad students, such as like there's Chinese, and then there are like Japanese, and there's someone who's from UK, and then we share a lot of ideas and thoughts with the background interacting. So I thought it was a really good place for me to study and have a lot of experience. I think that's why I chose GLOMAC.
Alright.
So the reason why I choose GLOMAC is quite similar as Junma, because I think GLOMAC is a very unique faculty. It's kind of different than the other ones, different than the usual ones. It's like a more international faculty with more diversity. And also, like, our classes are taken in both Japanese and English,
Right.
and like the majority of the classes are in English, so it's quite friendly to foreign students like us.
I rather choose English class.
Same here.
Right? So probably 85%, I guess.
Wait, what's your like the class that is held in Japanese?
Like there's a lot of
I mean, what's the 15%?
right. So there's a lot of professor in one subject, one class. So even in one class, there are diverse professors. So there are someone who can speak English and Japanese, and then there will be Senryo Kakero.
Yeah. That one.
And the other class I took in Japanese is actually Spanish. So it's really weird because like Japanese is my third language, and like I'm using the third language to learn the fourth language, so it's kind of difficult for me, but quite interesting as well.
How's your Spanish learning going so far, by the way?
I gave up. Yeah, I dropped halfway. It was too difficult for me.
Okay, let's go to like the next question. Do you live alone? And I actually know the answer. I've been to like both of your houses. So.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I live alone.
What's like the hardest thing? Like
Hardest
living
thing.
alone?
Hardest thing is maintaining both housework and the schoolwork in the same time. In my home country, my mom used to do the houseworks, so I didn't think about doing housework. I only had to focus on in my schoolwork. But now I live alone, so I have to maintain all the houseworks and the schoolworks. I think that's one of the tough part for living alone.
Which one do you hate the most?
Hate the most.
Of the houseworks?
I love cooking.
Oh, okay.
And then I love eating, but I don't like this
cleaning.
thing.
You don't like cleaning?
Yes.
How about you?
I think it's pretty much the same. And I think also like not owning the chores, but also like living alone is quite a challenge for time management because you decide everything by yourself. Sometimes when you get lazy and nobody's like overwatch you, it's kind of easy for you to, sabotage.
Have you ever feel like homesick after you come
Homesick.
to Japan? Not really?
Well, for me, like since my middle school and high school are boarding schools, so like that means I have to live in school throughout the whole week. I only go back home on the weekend. So I don't think I really get homesick that easily because of that experiences. But I do sometimes miss my home food. Because I'm from China, Sichuan, so we eat pretty spicy, and the food here are pretty greasy. So I do sometimes miss my own food.
Okay. Which place do you go? Like which restaurants or like which places do you go?
So there are actually like great amount of Chinese people living in Japan, to be honest, especially Tokyo.
Right.
So there are good restaurants all over Tokyo, but the places I went most frequently are probably Ikebukuro, Takadanobaba, and Shinjuku.
Is there any like specific like restaurants?
Oh yeah, like for hot pots, I usually go to Haidilao.
Okay. I'll like show the photo and the name. About you? Like I think you like cook a lot.
Yeah, I do. So first of all, the homesick part, I don't think I really felt the homesick before because
You got a lot of friends.
that too. Right. My friend kept me busy, so I couldn't feel homesick before. And there are too many things to do.
Right.
There's a lot of decision I had to make, and then there's a lot of opportunity I have to grab. So that wasn't really enough time for me to feel homesick. Then if I do with the food, then I usually cook by myself. So I get my ingredients from Shinokubo and then come home and then mix it with Japanese ingredients. Fun.
Right. There's like Korean supermarkets and a lot of restaurants as well in Shinokubo as well. How did you make friends here at GLOMAC? Or like in Japan?
For me, for first of the year in GLOMAC, I was attending with online classes. So there were not a lot of opportunity for me to interact with my friends. But by the summer camp, it was a camp, right? Summer
GS
class, right? Summer class.
We were in the same class.
Right. We were all in the same. It was Washington
DC.
internship. And then from there, I think we got really close by having discussions. There's a lot of discussion in GLOMAC. So by talking and sharing thoughts, I think we got to get close with each other.
Alright.
Yeah, for me, because I was actually in Japan ever since the school starts. So I think at the first year, like there's not much留学生, not much foreign students because of the COVID, and I'm like one of the minorities.
Right.
So I think everyone, like when they see foreign students, they're quite interested in me. Like sometimes, like after like maybe the presentations in class or like I speak up in class, like people will think, oh, this person's interesting, or like she's got interesting opinions, I want to know her. So after class they will come to me and say, oh, hi, what's your name, like that.
Right. So I think there were a lot of struggles living in Japan or like living outside of your home country. So Like, what was the struggle and how did you overcome with it?
Biggest struggle was the part where I had to do everything.
For yourself.
So, right. So the fact that I am alone in the foreign country, my parents can help me. So I had to figure out how to do my bank works and then my house contracts and utilities, payments. So I had a really anxiety about making mistakes about that. But there were no one around can help me. And they did, but they did. But I think that was the hardest part for me to handle everything by myself. That has a lot of responsibility.
It's not like not really a big problem, but it's just some minor issues. Even though like China, Japan, Korea are like East Asian country, but like there are still some culture differences.
Right.
I believe.
I agree.
Like of course we have kind of similar culture root, but still our way of dealing things, our habits are quite different.
Right.
For example, like I'm pretty straightforward, and when I have an opinion, I'll definitely express it. However, sometimes Japanese people, they won't tell you their real thoughts.
Yeah.
They keep it.
They keep it inside. Like
Yeah,
I believe
right.
it's a politeness, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult for me to know what their real like
Right.
thoughts. And they might think I'm being rude too, because when I have opinions, I'll say it out. But I think it's just a little bit differences in how we
Right,
deal
you know,
with
like
things.
there's like the thing called like 空気を読む.
Right.
So,
There's like that kind of culture.
yeah.
Reading the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last question.
Okay.
So, what do you like the most about GLOMAC?
GLOMAC. Like I mentioned before, the best part is having the opportunity to have sharing thoughts with people who has a diverse background. Then like Shimin said, even though it's same East Asia, Japan, China, Korea has really different culture in interval. So I think that part is challenging but also interesting to have. And I think the GLOMAC is the best place to do that, have those kind of experience. They give out bunch of opportunities to students.
Like there's like 기교訪問,
Right.
Like company visit,
Company visits.
events.
Right, and then there's a lot of organization where help students. It's a students organization like G-ACE. And they really help other students to interact with other people or even outside the schools. So I really appreciate what you guys doing.
That's so sweet.
I think what I like the most about this faculty is that, to be honest, it's very similar to what he says, but like I feel like people here with multi-nationalities, different cultural backgrounds, but everyone like are greeting people with respect, like with a mutual understanding.
Right.
Even though we have differences, we try to create a very friendly and active communication community. So I think it's a great environment for study.
I think GLOMAC students, and especially the professor, has a wide view of how they view their students. So I really like that fact, like how Shimin said.
Very diverse environment.
Yeah, because
Maybe-
our professors are from different countries as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I used to have like one Indian,
Professor.
Yeah.
for management.
Yeah, I also have
Like
like
that's your seminar.
yeah, that's my seminar teacher,
Oh, which seminar are you in?
Mahendra Sain. Like the theme of our seminar is like digital marketing and like e-commerce and stuff like that. So we're basically learning, absorbing the knowledge while we're giving presentation. So it's like an input and output together type of seminar.
Oh, that's interesting. How about you? Were you in?
I mean Kimura Tsuyoshi Semi. And what we do in our class is really practical, I would say. It's based on PBL, which means project-based learning. We occupy the project by ourselves, and then we learn from that. So we make a lot of mistakes, and we learn things from professor, and then try to intertwine with that in the projects. We're making the products and then selling to the students. That's our first project. And the second one is we're consulting with the JFA, which is Japan Football Association, I think. Association. So the professor gives a lot of opportunities to get out and then make a relationship and then make encounter with realistic projects too. So I think he's a really great person, and then he made out really good atmosphere in classes.
So before we end this video, is there anything that you want to say to the viewer who are like considering like studying in Japan or like studying in Chuo or GLOMAC? Is there any message or something? Say it to the camera.
Is it like a message? Hey guys. Hey guys. So like what we have discussed today in this video, GLOMAC and Chuo University is a great place to study, especially to the students who wants opportunities to interact with multinational students and people, and then who wants to have practical experiences as well, because they give out a lot of opportunities to go out to the school and then do activities that it might help you in the future. So if someone who out there are looking for having supports and having opportunities about this kind of events, then you should definitely come to GLOMAC and learn and gain a lot of knowledge and experiences out of this department. Thank you.
Next minute.
Living abroad is never an easy choice for anyone, but I would say so far my experience has been great. Of course, there are many difficulties along the way, but I never regretted my choice of choosing to live in Japan and study in GLOMAC Chuo. So I would say if you guys are planning study abroad, if you considered well about your decision, then just do it.
Be active.
Be active, yeah. Wait, should we like do it together?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Be active. Okay. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy. I hope you get like some sort of like insights living in Japan, studying here at GLOMAC. And don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
How about you say that in Korean?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Say
okay.
it.
좋아요와 구독 부탁드립니다.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
请点赞和关注。
Okay, so we'll post videos more constantly. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.